away.
All right, Avi. I'm going to ask you some tough interview questions. So, Whitney, I understand that you are finishing a master's degree here at Auburn.
Yes.
What's your master's degree in? What area?
My master's degree is in community planning.
Community planning?
Yes.
So generally, what will you do with a community planning degree when you're finished?
Well, if you think about what makes a city and a community, I mean, dealing with housing infrastructure, roadways, economic development, and I want my specialty to be with rural, underserved communities here in Alabama.
That's great. What motivated you to do that?
Well, when I looked up at the map, most of our communities are rural here.
Yeah.
And working with my community planning, we did a lot of projects in the community, and I realized how they are really underfunded, right? So how can I help? How can I make my skills that I've learned here at Auburn practical?
Guy, I understand you're getting ready to graduate.
Yeah.
Tell me what you're studying.
So I'm a PhD student here at Auburn University, and I'm studying civil engineering. That's my major, with a focus in pavement and geotechnical engineering.
All right. So how'd you get so interested in being a civil engineer and going all the way to your PhD?
Yes.
What motivated you to do that?
Yes. So I come from a West African country called the Ivory Coast.
Okay, Ivory Coast.
Yes.
Wow.
So in high school, we have two different types of high school. We have technical high school where you can choose a major already in high school.
Yeah.
And that's when I chose civil engineering.
So you come by this honestly. You've been interested in this for a long time.
Yes. My favorite show was Prison Break. The main actor is Michael Scofield.
Okay.
He was a structural engineer in the movie.
Is that right?
Yeah, in the show.
I guess I'll have to check that out.
Yes, and I was just in love with that character, and I decided to be a civil engineer. Okay. And at that time, I just
so I'm just going to call you Schofield for sure.
That was actually my nickname in high school.
Aubrey, I understand that you're about to graduate.
I am.
What are you studying?
I'm studying psychology.
You know, I studied engineering in college,
yes,
but my minor was in psychology. And one of my favorite classes I ever took was my intro to psychology class. Really changed the way I thought about things. Tell me about a particular class or a professor that just really kind of made a mark on you.
Yeah. My minor is in HDFS, so I took an HDFS class that was about childhood development.
Love it.
And Dr. K was my professor.
Okay.
And he was awesome. He really cared about us as students, but also as people, which I think made a big impact.
It motivates you, right?
It motivates you.
Don't you want to do well in a class?
Yes, and you want to be friends with him.
When you know the professors care about you?
Yes.
Yeah. When you graduate, you're probably going to miss Auburn a little bit.
I am.
Tell me about something that you might miss about being at Auburn.
I miss the all-in at Auburn, like that all-in approach.
Love it.
And that's what advice I would give any undergrad or graduate, to go all in every area. Serve, do community service, show up.
What advice would you have for undergraduates now that you're kind of looking back at your experience here at Auburn? Mm-hmm. You have some advice or
for sure
input for young people?
Yes, there is a saying, and you probably know it, that if you love Auburn, Auburn will love you.
Yeah, that's right.
I think that embodies my time at Auburn. If you give a lot to Auburn and look out for opportunities on the concourse or learn about things through your classes, you will have a great experience. It's really about what you put into it.
I agree with that.
Yes.
I always tell people that if you want to be successful at Auburn, spend time with us.
Yes, for sure.
We're all here to support our students, provide rich sets of experiences, and frankly, to just help each other through all of this. It's a lot of fun.